This is what you wanted to be, wasn't it? So Alita Battle Angel is directed by Robert Rodriguez and stars Rosa Salazar as Alita, who is a cyborg who is discovered by Christoph Waltz's character and is restored and re-established as a battle angel. Alongside of that, she is discovering who she is, where she came from, and it was a bit of a coming of age story. On top of that, a new threat is arising that she has to step up and take on. Now, this movie has been a long time coming. This movie has been in development for so many years. This film has been in the hands of James Cameron for a very long time. He has been wanting to make this movie for 20 plus years. However, recently, after getting caught up in all the Avatar sequels, we're getting 5 more of those movies for whatever reason, the movie has been finally passed off to Robert Rodriguez, director of things such as Sin City, and he has taken on this project and delivering it with James Cameron producing. And I have to say that him passing it on to another director was a great choice, because like I say, he's not being done with Avatar anytime soon. First off, Rosa Salazar I thought was great in this movie. I've only ever seen her before in, I believe, Maze Runner, the Scorch Trials, and also The Death Cure. I don't believe I've seen her in anything else. But she was really good in this movie, outstanding. I thought she was a really strong, capable lead. I wasn't sure how she was going to going into this movie, because I thought, she's only really been a supporting character in the Maze Runner movies. I've never seen her in a very regular lead position before, so to see her in this role was actually really nice to see, because she proved herself as a strong lead capable actress, and she just had a sense of innocence about her, a sense of vulnerability, but also a sense of badassery, because when she finally gets into those fight scenes, she is incredibly capable, and I think that you get to see that, and that growth and development, and also that innocence, like I say, is always persistent throughout the film, and I think she did a great job of portraying all of it, especially because in this movie a lot of her is CGI, a lot of it is motion capture. She is wearing one of those suits for a lot of the movie, it looks like, just given what they do in this film. So I feel like, on top of all of that, having to wear the suit and then also the acting chops, I think she did a fantastic job with this movie. The other standout performance for me was Mahershala Ali. I mean, he can do no wrong in my books. I think Mahershala is just incredible. He is coming for that Best Supporting Actor Oscar in a couple of weeks' time, because he is just phenomenal. Obviously, he wasn't nominated for this movie. He was nominated for Green Book, but you know what I mean. He is just a fantastic actor. I think I will watch anything he does. I'm looking forward to starting True Detective Season 3 so I can watch him in that. I need to catch up on that. But I think he's just really good in this movie, just playing this kind of evil character. He's kind of a foil for somebody else. He's kind of got a lot more going on than what you may think it is based on the trailer. He kind of got a little underused in this movie for my liking, obviously just because I like Mahershala. I would have liked to have seen him in a lot more of this movie, but from when he was there, he was a very entertaining presence, and every time he stepped onto the scene, I couldn't help but smile. The performances on the whole in this movie I thought were great. The only one I found a bit odd, not bad necessarily, just more out of place, was Ed Skrein. He played this really weird assassin who there are these assassins in this world called hunter killers, and he was one of them, and I don't know, his performance was really over the top, and he was basically a cartoon in this movie. And like I say, it's not bad. He's not bad in this movie. It's just everyone else is taking it rather seriously, whereas he seems like he's kind of just having a bit more of a laugh with it, so he doesn't quite fit in with everyone else. Now, where this movie really shines is in its action and its visual sequences. This movie is beautiful. It's so stunning. All of the world building, it's a really visually stunning movie to look at. Funnily enough, we were talking about James Cameron earlier with the Avatar movies. Avatar, say what you want about that movie, but it's a great looking film, and this movie has the same tendencies. It's a really beautiful world that Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron have crafted here, and you can just see all the attention to details and all of the little moments and little things that have been put into it to make it as rich as it is. And again, the action sequences are absolutely blistering in this movie. They come out and they are hard hitting. You feel impacted by them, and you are watching them, and they are exciting, and they are riveting, and they are really well handled in this movie. I saw this film in IMAX 3D, and that is definitely the best way to watch this movie, not only with the 3D, because this is a really impressive 3D movie, and I'm not a big advocate for 3D. I think 3D can be quite a big letdown a lot of the time, and actually can hinder a movie. Like a recent example, I thought Black Panther, I think the 3D actually quite hindered that film, but in this case, it really emphasized this movie, and I was really impressed by it. And again, watching it in IMAX with the bigger screen and the better sound system just emphasized this movie. That's the word I would use to describe the IMAX in the movie. It just emphasizes it. And as I touched upon a minute ago, the world building is really impressive in this movie. It's just the world that they establish here. Like I say, all the little details, I really enjoyed the scenes in this film where Alita is just walking around this world of the Iron Land or something. It was called something like that, and you just get to see the inner workings of it. You get to see the people there. You get to see how it's all working, how the story of everything came to this point. I really enjoyed all of that, and I actually thought the world building, again, depending on where this franchise will go in the future, I think this did a really good job of just establishing the world in itself. My only major negative with the film is that it does leave a couple of plot threads untouched upon and does set itself up for a sequel quite heavily, and I feel like the movie is pushing itself a bit too far in that regard. You know, I feel like the studio needs to just sit back and let this movie do what it needs to do before they start thinking about doing a sequel, because this as a project is it's not exactly something that mainstream audiences are going to jump towards. It's not something that everyone is going to go and want to see. You know, this is based on a Japanese manga named Genmu, and with that, not everyone's going to know about that. Not everyone's going to jump to this movie. And as you would have saw at the very start of this video, Ghost in the Shell suffered from the same problem. So I feel like they needed to just slow down with this, because there are a couple of things that aren't exactly answered, and there's also a particular villainous character. I'm not going to go into it for spoilers, but there's a particular character who's kind of set up and established throughout the entire film, and you only really see them at the very end, as if to say, oh, you'll see him in the next movie, and, you know, there's not a guarantee we're going to get another movie. Like, the studio hasn't greenlit an Alita Battle Angel 2 as of this point, so it's very annoying to kind of have this lurking villain that seems really fun and really interesting, but we're not going to see him, and likelihood is we're not going to see him. So, you know, I mean, I would like to see a Battle Angel 2. I really enjoyed this movie, but, you know, it's not up to me, and at the end of the day, I feel like the studio and the makers of the movie should have been able to realise that and not leave so much hanging, so we can just get things done and wrapped up in this one film. Overall though, yes, I really enjoyed Alita Battle Angel. This movie was way better than it had any right to be. I really feared that this film was going to venture into Ghost in the Shell territory. This movie was going to be a very Western adaptation of a Japanese cartoon and also a Japanese manga. But in the end, I think as far as adaptations go, this is very strong. I think this movie does a very good job of translating all of those elements onto the big screen, and I was really impressed by that. Like I said, the acting across the board is really good. Even though Ed Skrein is a bit over the top and a bit out of place, he's not bad in this movie. And like I say, Rosa as the lead, fantastic. I love Mahershala in this movie, and even Christoph Waltz, he's great in this film as well. There's just really great casting overall, and what you really want to go to this movie for is the action and the visuals. It's just a really exciting movie, a really visually stunning movie. The motorball sequence is really fun in this film, and all these elements come together to create a really fun movie. I like this film. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to, and in the end, I think that this movie is a good time at the cinema, and I would recommend it. So have you guys seen Alita Battle Angel? If you have, make sure you let me know all your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let's have a conversation about this movie in the comment section down below. And as always guys, if you want to see more movie reviews from me, be sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you guys again in my next video.